Welcome to Mission and Ministry Sylvester. I'm very grateful having you and enjoying this very broadcast will be a very interesting one, since the very scripture and our preparation towards this very live stream comes with a very special and a very unique presentation that had to deal with healing. And this healing is the most important and excited part of the very conversation. Now it's 1, 2, 4, 3 a.m. As you can see, we're still broadcasting live or doing almost everything that it takes to keep up the very generation of the 36 or our very angelic world. To keep up our creation, we do the writing. Now, how do you say the writing? And what do you know to be the writing? It's only when it comes your way that you know what the Lord is instructing you to do as a person in Him. Then He shows up on the light and in the very vision. Now, I wish that you also dwell in your vision right now with the command and authority of the holy angel, the mighty sword, and the four cardinal light angels and the quarters of the universe. Let the angels who ascend and descend and straight from their wide open left and right, with authority that they that are righteous, the Lord has charged them to watch over, and in this we would regardless consider no way of the enemy. And that we also have to just make sure the writing is performed. Now, if it's a ritual or rite, then we just observe it as doing the right thing which the Lord has said. It will be very, very interesting to note what I'm going to talk about, which also involve your attention and your healing is very necessary. So we'll go straight away without waste of time and then treat in the very main caption where it says the fourth book of Maccabees, and that it is from my own hand or my page, which is the key to which I open the IV. So we'll not take any more time to delay and just displaying straight away what we need to know. This is what we have in stock, and this had done so much healing. And I know that it's a whole lot of creation and connects so much with holy, 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 and the righteousness of the Lord, and why the Lord really will be talking about even in age or year 2000. So every number is very important and unique, as two will be counted right now. Do stay tuned, don't go away. I'll present to you the best, and here is the best. Now, as I roll it on this very screen, the main section, we are with chapter 4, which is the IV. So I'm going to start right from there, and then we take a look at what the Lord had in stock for us on this very media. It's a very clear media talking about what is most important to human being, and not just human, but the righteous. Anytime the Lord presents to you something or a material or element that is aided for your great healing, He would only concern about His healing and the righteous. So let's take a look at what is on the screen as I scroll. And this begin, this so-called age of reason. May in this chapter read that the philosophy of reason is 2,000 years old. Now, you would understand that not only should you understand one thing from every episode of broadcast of our channel that brings to what? Highest understanding and intuition, healing, and recreation in you with the energy that you so need. Now, what you try to do away with is on the screen live, presenting to you the opportunity you've never had, let alone understand that maybe you would have to read many books out there with no understanding. But this comes with the understanding and manifestation that by day or by screen, we will still show you their live visions. We are also urging the supernatural forces of the Lord that any judgment that is holding against our live stream or broadcast or a situation by the actions, whether it is right or unright or lawful or unlawful, it is the Spirit of the Lord that will bear witness to which we are, what we are, and that we are conformed to one scripture. And let me show you one of the scripture even before we proceed. It's very, very important to note that I don't do things without correction, or spirit. And here it is. Even we're going to take that in Deuteronomy 16, verse 19. And it says, Thou, if you were a priest or an angel or a special person the Lord is leading, this have to be with the spirit. So that if you endure all these very powerful spirits in you, that is the word of the Lord, then it will happen even before you go to have understanding that you have to read or search for it or carve it. That it says, Thou shalt not rest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift. For a gift doeth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervade the words of the righteous. So this very scripture will align the one also what hosting you and directing or giving orders how you should not just look at how things are brought out on your way, but that should be the spirit. So that if you have the spirit already, the understanding will be very easy. It will aid in what the speed of understanding. How do you do? There are most people who go out there and then work and get paid and still take what? Gift of things or gift of what? Such presentations that will come from your enemy. And you wouldn't know. And that take away the respect that you should even have as a person. That in this scripture it says is very important to note because it what? It will blind the wise from doing the right thing. You will end up doing the wrong thing. So as a righteous person, you should know how difficult it is to even ask for something or take a gift from your enemy or whosoever it is. And what you know about this very scripture is that it does not only talk about the personality and the composure of this person who is presented to you, but it says what? Thou shalt not respect persons. So this is not to you, somebody out there. But you should look at this scripture and then look at what actions I take. This is spirit. So if you are not a spirit, it is not written about you. And you will not be able to even judge yourself with the scripture or the spirit to know what you've done and what even judge you well. Or that for you, you fit well in the conversation. That we do not just act. We don't just act. We have a portion that will always defend our actions. And with this, we don't look for anybody to judge again than you being judged. If you don't know what you are doing, I tell you, the Spirit will be the witness what we are doing. So this you will not say is a past or Old Testament. It is still what is valid till date. As the book that Moses wrote or the place that he received as commandment is still what you build on as a foundation that should gear you towards what Christ brought or he came to fulfill. That is also not Old Testament, right? So it is all working the news, minus every corruption out of the screen. Now we go on quickly to take yet another scripture, as is the main focus, but to highlight on what we will say is what you need to understand or to know. That the reason for this 2,000 years old is that you want to know that even if it's a prophecy or philosophy, and you attend any school and they taught you philosophy of persons. What is philosophy? It's your own ideology of findings, your suffering and results, and whatever you have come out with in deep vices and things and ways you found out and then remedy that is provided to what? Your business or your concept or what you can teach best and mastering so much that you can even create. That is what makes it a philosophy. It comes with time. This may be news today. Tomorrow, another news will pop in. So this also gear you towards the understanding that not everyone that comes to show works that truly have been given from the Lord. But that's their philosophy you can't deny. But this is one that is genuine. So you consider it as the Lord is what? Directing your path on daily matters. How to live, how to behave, and how to what? Enter through his gate into the kingdom. This is very important. That is where you work or not. Life eternal. So there, the story of 7 sons and their parents. So that they mention mothers. Here it goes on as a great preamble. I hope that the script will be very simple without struggle. If not, we will be ending the broadcast live right now. Let the Spirit of the Lord prevail over the screen. Because every time we coming up with some very important and powerful messages, we need to have a system control again to any different dimension that they may be operating, because sometimes they want to deny the access for doing it. But it's good, we've already shown you what we're doing. That it is Maccabees. And that is in my pants or in my book or in my page where I pick up what is on the screen. So it's like this so-called age of reason. So this age issue has a very special and important role to play in the life of a person as a great, holy, mighty person or mighty one. This age is very important that you regard or pay no attention. And in of this, any portion or section of this had a role to play in your life. Whether I agree or disagree, that is his philosophy. Let's see if we can move and make a move. The system has triggered. They don't want to go on with the session that we are taking right now. That is how powerful the angels or the spirit can behave or make the system work. Let's go on. For the reason of their father Elisa, they're trying to tell you about someone and his family and then what they have and that what relationship it is with them and their creator or their God. That for the reason of their father, who was named Elisa, like a fine steersman steering the ship of what sanity on the sea of the passions. There you know what is passions. Though buffeted or buffeted by the threats of the tyrant and swept by the swelling wave of the torches. You know these tyrants, some of you may have watched some movies that have titles like this. So what we're going to talk about tyrants is not a new name to you, but it's a news right now because you don't know about this scripture or this very special person. And that came about the healing that we can with this heal or create. Your fullness or complete human will be brought in again to you, that you may know you are not dead, but a living. And to continue also saying that, and swept by the what the swirling waves of what the torches, never shifted for one moment the helm of sanctity until what he sailed into the haven of victory over death. So any journey that you embark on with the spirit power of the Lord as a guide given is life and death. So when you make it, then you are crowned victorious over what? The issue of suffering whatsoever. Nobody can describe it better than you. You alone can do that. Let the script permit us to move. I don't need permission to do it. I will be right back. Let's hold it.